Okay, so, here's the deal. I figured out how to access Mage from the game. Turns out you need to open up Steam. You need to find the game on Steam. What the hell is that? You need to find the game on Steam, right-click on it, and just under where it says Launch Game, there's like Play Mage Refuge. So you do that if you want to do Mage. Because if you just... Okay, that's annoying me. Okay, if you just launch the game normally, or like launch it from like a shortcut or something, it automatically defaults to Vampire. So, let's give this a whirl. I believe this is a more traditional choose-your-own-adventure game than the Vampire one was. Okay. Hopefully that'll stop. Okay, day 1, Thursday. So the premise of Mage, it's kind of interesting. Basically, reality is consensual. It works the way it does because everyone believes that it does work that way. And mages are people who've awakened to the truth, and they can sort of make slight alterations in reality basically by disbelieving it and imposing their own ideal of reality onto it, their own idea on it. But this has a risk of causing a paradox, which is dangerous. And that's a pretty interesting premise. I really like that premise. I'm not so wild on how they, on what they do with that premise. Basically, the world has been taken over by a big conspiracy called the Technocracy, who have imposed science and technology on the world and the consensus. What the hell am I saying? But they've imposed science and technology on the world at the expense of spirituality and magic. So it takes this interesting kind of postmodern premise and goes kind of a weird pseudo-Luddite route with it. The game is basically like the world as viewed by Republicans. Political humor. That's not gonna date this video at all. Alright, so day 1, Thursday. Alright, yeah. So apparently it automatically saved. When I was just messing around earlier, I didn't actually read anything. I was just skipping ahead just to see if it worked. But yeah, confirm. Day 1, Thursday. Is it a loading screen? Really? This is an app game. You know, this is a port of an app. Oh, what the hell? What just happened? Okay, continue. Okay, you bike to Nordic Aid through cold rain. November has come with it. Why is it fading out? What is this? Let me restart this. Okay. The week the world goes mad starts quietly. Got it. You bike to Nordic Aid through cold rain, November, blah, 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 November, daylight. I can't read that fast. Your shift to the bookshop wasn't very long, but your feet and knees already hurt. They complained at the idea of spending 4 more hours. Okay, really? Is it supposed to be doing this, or... Nordic Aid lies at the edge of the old industrial area. It's 2 stories. Okay, come on. Okay, so apparently if I do this, I can read the whole thing. But it's like going epileptic on me. Okay, you bike to Nordic Aid through cold rain. November has come with a vengeance. Cloaking Malma. I am really sorry. Okay, if you have like a problem like epilepsy or something, you might want to turn this video off. I'm really sorry about this. You haven't seen the sun in a week. Daylight, when it comes, is faint and hesitant. The rain seems to always come at you horizontally, whichever direction you head in. You're always biking into the wind. Today is no exception. Your shift at the bookshop wasn't very long, but your feet and knees already hurt. They complain at the idea of spending 4 more hours running back and forth at Nordic Aid, but you shush them. What you are doing is important, even if your feet aren't looking forward to the work you are. I basically have to hold my mouse down in order to read this. Nordic Aid lies right at the edge of the old industrial area. It's 2 stories flooded with light. The street outside is crammed with people now. As you come up to the building, 2 cars are unloading passengers and their luggage. Okay. The new arrivals stare up at the building. They've come across the Orison Bridge from Denmark. The new arrivals stare at the building. They've come across the Orison Bridge from Denmark to Sweden and stand at Malmo Central Station, exhausted and bewildered. They've been met not by government officials but by civilians who have offered them food and shelter. Yeah, this game is supposed to be a commentary on the refugee crisis in Europe, which if you're familiar with the history of the World of Darkness and their track record when it comes to cultural sensitivity and tackling big important issues, the fact that this game is supposed to be tackling the refugee crisis should fill you with terror. This is from the same company that brought us World of Darkness, racial slur. Okay, this is rude. Yeah, okay, continue. Okay, the governmental machinery is paralyzed in the face of the influx of refugees from Syria and Afghanistan during the autumn. The civilian society is picking up the slack. Cultural centers like Nordic Aid have turned themselves into temporary shelters. People leave work early to take care of exhausted travelers at the central station or drive them to mosques, churches, and shelters, or like you, volunteer to cook, clean, and care for the new arrivals. The shelter is buzzing with quiet activity. People are everywhere, sitting and standing around. They all look rumpled and bone-tired. Most of them are boys and men, but there are women and families. Goddamn. Women and families. Children are quiet, watchful. Volunteers move among the newcomers, handing out small bags of toiletries and other necessities, blankets, cups of hot tea. Is this a game or a speed reading course? Jesus Christ. You register at the front desk and get your volunteer badge. You move on to the kitchen on the ground floor. It's a small kitchen, not at all designed to cope with the 200 and 250 people who pass through each night, but so far you have managed. Soups and stews go a long way. You're met by Nilo and Magdalena, who are just finishing up the dishes from lunch. You're the first one from the evening shift, Nilo says. I don't know if Nilo is a masculine or feminine name. I'm sure the others will be along any minute. You need to cook for about 200 people a day, Magdalena says. Excuse me. We're almost full. You make a quick mental calculation. That means about 3 big pots of stew. Doable if you had more people. That's interesting. These are some big-ass pots. I need more people, you say. I'll see what I can do, the manager says. Wait, the manager's there too? I thought I was only greeted by 2 people. You finally get one more volunteer, a newbie rustled up from cleaning duty. Mikhail is maybe 20 years old and all deer and headlights. Oh, hey, it actually stopped. You take him down in the basement and rummage around the... Okay, really? 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 Are you shitting? Is this happening? You take him down to the basement and rummage around the shelves of donated food. You have more or less an hour to feed 200 people. It's cool. You can be fast and efficient when you need to be. It's all right. Things usually come together when you need it. It's fine. You have exceptional leadership skills. Well, where's the option for I'm fucked? Alright, things usually come together when you need it. Oh, Jesus, what the hell was that? Alright, things don't start out well. Someone has donated chili peppers, which is wonderful, but as soon as you start chopping them, you manage to get some in your eyes. You desperately rinse your eyes and water and manage to flush your contacts out in the process. Great. Now you're in pain and almost blind. Oh, don't really work out, huh? I was lying. The game tricked me into lying. You look at the fuzzy outline of a terrified Mikhail and steel yourself. Right, you say. It's time to get to work. And somehow it works. Okay, apparently it does. Normally you'd fumble and crash into things, but today it's like you're a Jedi Master. No matter what you reach for, it's in your hands. You don't cut yourself once. You fall into the familiar motions of making food for an enormous amount of people. I'm imagining him doing like flips and shit like in the prequel trilogy. Heat the soup with the lightsaber. Mikhail is fumbly, but does what he's told. You give him a knife and a pile. Why would I give a knife to someone who's fumbly? Jesus Christ, that's a recipe for disaster. You give him a knife and a pile of vegetables, and he chops his way through all of it. You put a lentil soup with coconut milk together and 1 chickpea curry, and even whip up a pasta salad with black beans. Each dish should feed about 80 people. This is not thrilling. This is not a thrilling start to my choose my own adventure book. This is if there had been a Give Yourself Goosebumps book that started like this, I would not have read it. You snap out of it when someone knocks on the door jamb. Julia, the shift manager says, then pauses. Wow, I honestly didn't think you'd make it. You look around. You can mostly see only colorful blobs. How the hell did you manage? But you've got the food all ready to go. You let the others transfer into small pots. Okay, so apparently my name is Julia. Or it's Swedish, so would that be Julia? I don't know. Nordic people. See, it flashes like that. It's so weird. Alright, you have to lead your bike home. No way are you taking the chance that you run into something because you see and come home. Kick your shoes. Oh, apparently. Why does it even give me an option if there's only one option? How are you, sweetie? Alex's voice is comforting in your ear. I'm wasted. Oh, great. We just did drugs in the vampire one. Now we're, okay. Predictable joke. I know. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta do the obvious. It was a long day at Nordic Aid. It takes you a moment to mentally switch from Swedish to English. Dating an American has completely screwed up the English you learned in school. These days, you're somewhere between Oxford and San Diego with a dash of ABBA. What the hell does that even mean? I'm still at the makerspace. Guys. People. Not only does he... What the hell? It just drops like 1. Alright. Not only does he fiddle with his own stuff at the makerspace, he also leads an effort to make girls more interested in tech. How are things over there? Alex asks. Okay, is it rough or is it hopeful? I get the feeling Julia is a very optimistic person, so it's hopeful. Why did it yell at me? You think back on the evening at the shelter. It's hard. It's really hard. But the response from the public is incredible. People are showing up with so many donations that it's getting difficult to organize. Just today, someone donated enough rice to feed everyone for days, and a couple of old ladies came by with a box full of miniature toiletry bags they had made. Okay, is there any way to turn off the flashing? There is not. There is no way to turn off the flashing. Jesus Christ. Oh, it doesn't Oh, no, it does. Who designed this? Why did they think it was a good idea? You think about the little encounters that occurred in the middle of the chaos. 2 children quietly playing with each other, helping a woman pick out clothes for her daughter in the free shop, the Afghan boy who showed up to the kitchen and cheerfully insisted on washing dishes. There is a light that refuses to go out. I thought this was a mage game. So you're optimistic, Alex says. That's what I fucking said. When does the technocracy and magic and shit happen? I thought I was signing up for an urban fantasy adventure. We'll be okay. I really feel good about what we're doing, you say. I have faith. I admire your idealism, Alex says. With people like you, we'll be okay. Your phone chirps at 7. You stay in bed for a moment, checking Wait, what? We just had a time jump here. I have one new email, okay. Last night, Nordic Aid has one unmoderated comment. You have no memory of writing an entry with that name. You check your blog. The entry was written at 2 a.m. You were asleep at 2 a.m. Ooh, dramatic music. My beautiful Thursday. Oh, this doesn't fade. Anwar taught Arabic. Mahmoud taught physics. They met in the teacher's lounge. He opened with a bad joke about the laws of thermodynamics. He cradles her hand in both of his. He looks at her like she is the only real person in the room. I think I'm trying to do an impression of Cecil from Nightville. It's not a very good impression, and I apologize for that. They have no children, not yet, but God willing, they will have them. Perhaps here they can raise children in peace. We heard that this was a good place, that we can find peace here. Well, what? Oh, now it's doing that again. Okay. His name is Alareza. He was on the road for 6 months. He came alone. He hid in a truck. He refuses to be broken. Her name is Nour. Her father says it means light. Her eyes are a deep sea green. They see everything. Her name is Sarah. His name is Muhammad. They are Ahmed, Sabah, Ali, Faris. They came from somewhere. They are teachers, engineers, homemakers, mechanics, students, fathers, sisters, brothers. Where are the commas in this? They are you and me. They have dreams. They have names. Learn their names. You know, for all the crap I'm giving this really is kind of nicely written, even if the comma thing does kind of take me out of it. What? Her name is Nour. Her name is Nour. She laughs unexpectedly with a sound like little bells. What? Seriously, again, why is it giving me a single choice? Okay, day 2, Friday. So fuck all happened Thursday, basically. What's this little spinny thing for? Okay. You arrive at the bookshop exhausted. At least it's not your turn to get it ready for opening. All you have to do is show up at 9:45. Bojana, I don't know, is already there, counting out notes in the cash register. Her blue dreadlocks sway in time with the industrial metal she insists on listening to before the shop opens up, and you have to switch to something more mellow. She nods at you as you slip under a half-open grate and come inside. Oh god, it's a white person with dreadlocks. You look terrible, she says. I love you too, you reply. Bojana grins and closes the cash register with a bang. All ready to go. The quotation marks were weirdly formatted. And so the workday passes. You put price tags on new arrivals and sort them into shelves. You put back books left in random places by distracted customers. You pick up trash and weird things that customers for some reason put in the shelves, although it's not nearly as bad as the time you found a rolled up used diaper in the dictionary section. After that, everything else is trivial, even the half-eaten hot dogs and used tissues. That was okay. That's information I needed to know. You check out wares and reply to questions. Excuse me, someone says. It's a middle-aged man in an oil slicker and raindrops on his glasses. Can I help you? You ask. I was wondering if you have the Foundation series by Asimov. You think. Sci-fi, right? The man sighs. Sci-fi is film. Literature is SF or science fiction. Oh, fuck, one of these assholes. Right. You mentally roll your eyes and check the database. Sorry, no Asimov. Are you saying you don't carry the classics? Uh-oh, he's a lecturer. I guess you only carry new stuff, or whatever is politically correct at the moment. We're ultra PC here. This one can talk. The so-called new wave completely destroyed all the hard work laid down by Asimov and Clark. Since when was science fiction about sex or race or gay rights? It's called science fiction. What a fucking douche. Piss off. Go away. That's not what I said. And you know it, game. Go away, you tell him before you can stop yourself. What? He says. Go away, you repeat. You're being an asshole. I have no patience with people like you. He leans over the register. Who the hell do you think you are, girl? His breath smells like stale cigarettes. You stare at him. I'm an employee here and you're being an obnoxious asshat. I'm not paid to listen to your bullshit. Man, I wish I could get away with talking like this at my job. Granted, I would say this to almost every customer because customers are terrible people. Like, just enjoy. I feel like anyone who's worked retail just knows that customers are universally just awful. I want to speak with your supervisor now. The man looks over at your shoulder. You, are you the store manager? He yells. Excuse me, Boana says somewhere behind you. Are you the store manager? He repeats. This girl just called me an asshat. Boana comes up next to you. I'm so sorry, sir, she says. Julia, what's going on? You press your lips together. She just attacked me, the man says. I was making conversation and she just attacked me. What a fucking douchebag. Oh my god, he's such an asshole. I'm terribly sorry, sir, Boyana says. I'm going to be in touch with your boss, he says. Just watch me. He stalks out of the store. Boyana turns to you. What was that, Julia? You shrug. I'm sorry. He was being an asshole. I just couldn't take it any longer. I totally get that. I really do. But you're going to have to be a bit smoother than that. She looks at the interest. Let's hope he doesn't get in touch with Eric, shall we? Yeah, you say. Boyana pats your shoulder. Lunch break soon. She goes back to where she's been shelling books. If only you could rewind that moment somehow. Oh, fuck! You pick up your phone and look at the time. 11:36. Rewind, rewind, rewind. You whisper and touch the clock's face. Rewind, rewind. Excuse me, someone says. Asshat customer's back. He doesn't look angry at all. In fact, he has a pleasant smile on his lips. I was wondering if you have the Foundation series by Asimov. You're dumbfounded. Ooh, I rewound time. That's what he asked for in the first place. The Foundation series, Cecily. I guess you're not familiar with Asimov. The so-called New Wave completely destroyed all the hard work laid down by blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. You retreat to your happy place as he drones on about how women, gays, and people of color are ruining the fun for everyone. And that's all there is to say about that, he finishes. Oh, that's not realistic. People who talk like that never run out of things to say. You know that. Are you done? You ask. He blinks. Yes. Good. Is there anything else I can help you with today? You smile sweetly. No, thank you. The man nods at you and leaves. You scream into the Moomin plushie next to the cash register. It's your turn at the free shop today, which is less stressful than the kitchen. Working in the free shop consists of helping people pick out clothes and blah, 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 blah. Most of the donated clothes is... Fuck, my mouth is dry. Most of the donated clothes and shoes are wearable, but some of it seems to be stuff that the owner just wanted to get rid of. Moth-eaten sweaters, ruined shoes, ripped trousers. It is beyond you why people would donate things not fit to use. For use, sorry. And why people would donate clothes without washing them first. The smell of other people's body odors lingers like a faint miasma. Gross. Ahmed is in the free shop today with you. He's 25 and studies to be a nurse, but has put his studies on hold to help out at Nordic Aid. He's also an excellent interpreter. Ahmed helps you pick out baby clothes for a young mother. Through him, she tells you that her baby was only 1 month old when Daesh invaded their hometown and they had to flee. 1 month. Savvy shit, man. And think about friends with babies and how they complain about sleepless nights and mastitis and crying. When you think about having to deal with that on the road, the mother looks to be about your age with dark circles under your eye. There, but for the grace of God go I. Thank God it's not me. Alright, let's go for the graceful. The one's eyes linger in your mind as you go about the rest of your afternoon. Rain lashes against the windows, darkness falls, you hand out clothes and toiletries. Someone comes in with more donated clothing. Ahmed hands you a cup of Iraqi tea strong enough to curl your tongue. God, this goes on forever. I'm pretty sure this video is already longer than the vampire one, and we haven't even died yet. You have to have your back turned, but you can feel their presence before you turn around. A man and woman in their mid-20s standing in the doorway, so alike that they can only be siblings, short and wiry with aquiline noses and startling green hair. He's clean-shaven with close-cropped hair. She wears a bright pink hijab with embroidery along the edges. They're both watching you intently. You stare at each other for a long moment. Okay, so either I'm going to die or I'm going to finish Friday. Whichever one comes first, that'll end the video. I mean, unless I just get really bored. Good afternoon, the man says in English. Hi, you reply. Hello, says the woman. Silence falls again. You hear Ahmed talking to someone on the other end of the shop. My name is Nazar, the man says. This is my sister, Muna. Muna nods at you. Julia, or Yulia, I'm still not sure. You say, pleased to meet you. Do you remember us? Nazar says. They do seem familiar somehow. Did we meet here? Not here, Muna says. Elsewhere. You shake your head. The siblings exchange glances. Nazar shrugs faintly. Could you please help me find a new pair of jeans? Muna says. Sure. You show Muna delay sections while Nazar walks over to talk to Ahmed. You try to gauge Muna's size and go through a pile of denim. Almost everything is too big. By some miracle, you find a pair of black skinny jeans at the bottom of the pile. Are you sure you don't remember this? Muna asks when you come out to the makeshift fitting room. Sure, you lie. I'm sorry, you say. Honesty's the best policy. Muna looks at you, and it's like she sees right through you. It doesn't matter. We remember you. That's not ominous, she says. But from where? From before, Muna says. It looks like she's about to say something more, but stops herself. Then she says, I'll see you later. And she goes to join her brother, who is hunched over a laptop with Ahmed. When they've left, Ahmed comes over. They wanted to know if there are any raves happening. I signed up for the night. Rave? Really? They just got here and they want a party? Ahmed, the raves, for fuck's sake. This really is... World of Darkness really is the most 90s RPG to ever 90s, and I'm glad they seem to be committed to keeping that in the new version. Rave, really? They just got here and they want a party? Ahmed shrugs. I get it. When I first got here, I went to a football game the next day. I just wanted to feel normal. Fair enough. Did you get a location yet? Nora Garage is... I don't know. Ahmed replies, see you there? Of course. Why would I go? When your shift ends, it's 9 p.m. and you're practically down on your feet, but you really want to go to the petting zoo. What? What? You know what? I don't care. Mage the Ascension Refuge, everyone. It's a game. It's a choose your own adventure game, and it's I don't know. This video is too long. And frankly, the interface is obnoxious. I don't like that with the flashing and stuff, and with it fading out, I have to hold down and deal with like fucking seizure-inducing nonsense. Like, that's just annoying. That's just obnoxious. Don't do that, game developers. Don't do that.